Hi, I'm Bob with Wolfe Ridge. Guys, today I got a special machine to show you. This is a 28C that was custom ordered by Tom's Firewood, and he gave me the okay to run this thing in this video today. I'm going to show you the special options he ordered, and we'll talk about the color. So this is our 28C compact commercial wood splitter, and you can order this as a 28-ton 28C or a 35-ton 35C. Tom picked the 28C, so we got 28 tons of splitting force and about a 6.5 second cycle time. This machine will come standard with a 4-way hydraulically adjustable wedge, a hydraulic log lift, and we've got the beam, the ambidextrous beam that we can put the log lift and the cradle on either side. From there, Tom also opted to get the optional 6-way wedge, the optional sorting table extension, the optional hydraulic oil cooler, and the optional wedge holder. So for this video, I'm going to take off both wedges. Right now, we just have the 6-way stacked on top here for storage, but we're going to lift that off. I'm going to start this machine up, and I'm going to get the 4-way off of there and put that back on the wedge holder. So these engines start really easily with the electric or the pull start. Today I'm going to pull start it. I have got the choke in the on position, make sure the fuel is on, and we'll put the throttle in the halfway. I'll pull the slack out of the rope first and pull. Take the choke off. Now I'm just going to raise the wedge height a little bit here so I can get that 4-way off. I'm going to shut the machine back off just so I can tell you guys what I'm doing here. So this has got, the 2-way is part of the beam on these splitters, and we don't use an I-beam. We build these beams in-house. So we start with flat stock steel. This gets put on the laser, cut, and then there are some form pieces as well in the press brake, and then they get tacked, and then they get welded together on the robot. The changing the wedge is really simple. So I'll pull out this pin, or pull out this clip, I should say, and then pull out this pin, and then lift up the 4-way. And since he has the optional wedge holder, I am going to set this back down here. I'll put the wings forward so I don't bump into them when I walk around the machine. And the wedge holder comes with extra pin and clip, so secure that in place here. And I got the 6-way on the other side of the machine, so I will grab that. And the 6-way also comes with an extra pin and an extra clip, so I'll pull that out of the way. And drop that in place. Put the pin back in, put the clip back in. And then these extra ones I will set back here on the 4-way wedge. So we've got the optional hydraulic oil cooler package on this, and then we have an SAE 2-pin connector here that's going to the cooler, and we have one here that's going to the battery. We haven't found a robust and convenient solution for switches, so we use these. They're strong. You can grab them with gloves on, and when you're not using the machine, just unplug this. I'm not going to run this long enough today to make the oil cooler kick on, but this is nice insurance to have if you're splitting a lot of stuff that's big, you're using the multi-way wedges a lot, or you're going to be splitting in hot ambient temperatures. So if you're doing, let's say, 2 of those 3 things, getting the hydraulic oil cooler is a nice insurance plan to have. The hydraulic log lift is standard on these machines, and right now I've got it almost all the way to the ground. You can see there's a little bit of a bend here, so if I had rounds on the ground, I could roll them up to this. This will go down just a touch further yet, so I will lower that all the way. So you can see we could roll around right onto the top of this. What I actually want to do though is put the log lift up a little bit. I'm going to use it as a staging area and then run the machine from the other side. So what I can do as a trick without having to start the whole machine is I can hold the log lift lever in the up position and just pull the rope a couple of times here. And now I've got just kind of a slight angle there. So I'm going to grab some rounds and stack them up on here. Put one up here. That's a nice one to start things off. I am not cherry picking things. I'm actually trying to get some of the ugliest ones I can find here. And that one's kind of stuck. A few of these have kind of like that double barrel thing going on here. We'll put those through this 6-way and see what we can do. All All right, guys, the compact commercial also has auto cycle, which I will be using. One thing to keep in mind is if the machine is cold or you're going in really challenging stuff, you'll have to hold both levers until it's kind of partially through that wedge. Then you can let go and it'll go forward until it hits the end of the stroke, and it'll go home by itself and also kick off the other lever when it gets home. So I'm gonna make sure those are in neutral, and I am gonna give this thing a pull, split some wood. Okay, full disclosure, I'm going to be doing some resplits just because I want to get more cycles through here. So you'll be wondering why I'm resplitting, but I really just want to get some push through this wedge here and just show you guys what I can do. So I just idled this down, and I'm going to turn the fuel off on it because we're going to be shipping it, and I'll let it run out of gas completely and shut off. Before I do that though, I will put the log lift into the more upward position here, and since I've got it on idle, I don't want to go full stick with this because I can stall the engine. So I'll just go kind of like this. Then I can fold this up and put it away. But now I'll turn the gas off, and we'll let it run out of fuel. So I'm going to put it back the way it was. I pulled the pin from the 6-way. I'm going to drop the 4-way on, and I'm going to try and do this before the engine runs out of fuel. I think I can do it. Put this pin, put the clip in, and again I'm going to go a little bit feathered with the wedge so I don't stall the engine. Put this one back on, put the extra pin on through this 6-way. All right, so the engine just died. We starved it for fuel, and that's going to make sure the carburetor is empty for transport, so the float can't bounce around and overfill the carburetor and possibly get fuel into the crankcase. It'll also, if you're going to keep the machine not in use for a long time, it's good to run it out of fuel like that because Today's fuel, you know, there's ethanol, there's a potential for moisture in the gas. That'll keep your carburetor from varnishing up and causing fuel-related problems. This machine performs really well. I have, the rounds that I had here were probably 13, 14-inch diameter. It'd be nice to show you bigger stuff, but I'm just working with what we've got in our yard here. So I got to show you guys what this thing can do. This machine is actually going to be at that Hope event that's coming up soon. And I'll put a link for that in the description as well. It's basically an event where a lot of people in the firewood industry, the woodhounds, get together to split wood for a good cause. I know Tom is planning on bringing this machine. So obviously you can see that this is a bright color. This one is pink, and Tom chose this color for breast cancer awareness. So it's pretty cool that he picked that as kind of a cause, and a note that we can do any custom color that you guys want. This one is RAL 4003, and I think it's a really close match to like the pink ribbons, the breast cancer awareness stuff. It looks really good, actually. The black and pink contrast is pretty cool, and it almost has kind of like a little bit of a texture to it as well. So I think it's going to hold up well, and it should look really cool out in the field in use. This one should be at Tom's place in about a week, and then he will have it at that Hope event. So if you want to see it in person, I'm sure he's going to love to show it off. If you'd like more information on any of the Wolfe Ridge products, including pricing, tech specs, photos, videos, dealer locator, event schedule, and more, please check out our website, www.wolferidgemfg.com. You can give us a call or send us an email. I'll make sure to put those links in the description. I want to thank you guys for watching. As always, thank you for the support. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on what's next at Wolfe Ridge.